She sent money for your stage fare. Offers you a home."
When the girl's dark eyebrows drew together in shocked displeasure, he said hastily,
"You'll have to agree it's kind of your cousin."
"Oh, I'll agree to that. Very kind. And kind of you, dear Jem, to worry about me." The stairs of the house creaked as they went up them into the back part of the rambling building, where Tanta and Brittany had lived in 2 bedrooms, the library, a small parlor, and the kitchen. Folkston's lawyer, Bruce Hackett, had helped Tanta survive by selling off the handsome furnishings after Folkston's shipping business collapsed during the war. Tristesse had never been a working plantation, only a gracious country home for the Virginian and his darkly beautiful bride. The few house servants were free, and all except Tanta left when there was no longer money to pay them. Growing up without a father or mother, Brittany couldn't miss what she'd never known. Secure in Tanta's rapt devotion, she'd run wild in the woods, paddled her slim pirogue among the cypress knees and giant trees marking the lake, exploring its curves and bends, coves and small islands. Nearly every day she brought home fish, and the woods yielded mayhaws and berries in the summer, nuts and acorns in the fall. With chickens and a big garden, they'd seldom gone hungry. After the war, Tristesse had been confiscated and sold, but the new owner was a carpet-bagging speculator who had died before he could see his acquisition in the bayou. His heirs either had not known about it or hadn't bothered to claim such a remote holding. Brittany thought of the place as hers and Tanta's. It was a shock now when Jem sighed and reluctantly extracted another letter from his wrinkled black coat.
"Even if it was fitting for you to stay here, child, I'm afraid you can't. Lawyer Hackett had this news from Tristesse's owner with the same post that brought your cousin's letter."
"What news?"
"Mr. Bradley Eustace, son of the man who bought Tristesse, has completed his education, traveled for a time in Europe, and is now ready to assume full charge of his father's affairs."
Jem faltered at Brittany's look. He'd seen that same amazed disbelief in the eyes of a fox as a trap snapped on its foreleg. His throat ached. Dumbly he thrust the second missive into Brittany's hand. She read it quickly. Bradley Eustace announced his intent to visit Tristesse and decide whether to sell it or install a manager to make it productive. "He'll be here? This week?" she said in a stunned voice.
"Yes."
Brittany stared unseeingly at Tanta's rocking chair beside the hearth. Jem said gently,
"Read the other letter, my dear."
Rousing, Brittany shook her head so fiercely that the black, waving mass of hair escaped the yellow ribbon holding it at the nape of her neck. "I'll talk to Mr. Eustace. There's a fisherman's cabin around the bend of the lake. Maybe he'd let me stay there if I'd help with the work."
"Oh, but child—"
"This is my home. I love it. I don't want to go out to that desert and live on the charity of relations who thought themselves too good for my mother."
"It wouldn't be charity," Jem said with a quirk of his lip. "You'd be governess to 2 children and, generally make yourself useful."
Brittany put both letters down and poured boiling water to steep in a pot with mint and blackberry leaves. "I'll wait for Mr. Eustace." Jem was preaching that Sunday in 2 small communities. He left next morning, troubled as he grasped Brittany's hand. She was so young, so unaware of the ways of the world. He doubted that she'd ever even talked with a young man except for an occasional fisherman or hunter.
"I'll stop back on my swing west. If you can't come to an agreement with Mr. Eustace, I'll help you arrange to go to your cousin or do whatever seems best."
He took a deep breath.
If Mr. Eustace is not a gentleman, get yourself to Jefferson at once. Lawyer Hackett will find accommodation."